Norva Tools, the specialists in trade tools.
Hi, welcome to another SP Tools demonstration. I'd like today to talk about screwdrivers. So we've laid out pretty much the whole range as you would normally look. We didn't bring out the impact screwdrivers or anything like that. We're going to look primarily at our 4 core or 5 core products that you would use in the workshop day in, day out. So we'll work through them one by one, but let's start before I get there. Let's talk about how you make a screwdriver and the way we've designed and developed our screwdrivers. And we'll start here with just our standard everyday mechanical screwdriver. And I'll run through some of the features and benefits of it. Obviously, the standard set comes in either Phillips or flat blade. One of the things that we've done that's a little bit different to most of the other screwdriver manufacturers is screwdrivers are very much a tool that wears on the tip. And I'm sure you're all familiar with the old screwdriver at home where you started undoing it and about 20, 30 screws later, the tip's starting to actually wear away quickly. Obviously that's a cheap DIY screwdriver. A good quality screwdriver, that won't wear anywhere near as quick. In fact, the tip should last you for thousands and thousands of repeat processes and repeat screws. What we've learnt though is that with screwdrivers, particularly in the automotive trade, whilst we use them and we use them a lot, they tend to get used for things they shouldn't get used for. So the good old flat blade screwdriver, or in the automotive world is called the chisel or the pry bar, which it shouldn't be used for, but we know it gets used for that. So we've tried to accommodate to make sure that the material these things are made from is a little bit more flexible. So we actually make these out of a material very similar to chrome moly. They're not chrome moly, but it's not that far away. It's a specific grade of steel that has very similar reactions to torque. So it has a high torsional strength. So it means if you do, put it in and you're levering it a bit, you're not likely to, or as likely to break the tip. Whereas a very good screwdriver from a high reputation brand that's all about wear resistance, the tips are quite brittle. So if you do stuff like that where you lever or wedge a bit, you'll quite regularly and easily break the tips off. The cheap DIY ones, it goes the other way. They'll either bend or wear very quickly. So that gives you a bit of an idea of the material we make the shaft out of. They're hardened shafts, but in particular, the tips are induction hardened. Lots of people think this black paint on the end is some sort of special gripping tool, and sometimes they'll put little bits of diamond or a little bit of, wear resistant or gripping type material in it. The main reason for the black tip is to actually hide the fact that they're all plasma hardened. So they have a little purple tip on them when they're first finished, and we put a bit of black paint over the end of it to make it look pretty. That's the main reason it's there. From the hand point of view, this is called a 2-piece TPR handle. So you have a hard plastic compound, obviously, which is what grips to your shaft, and a softer, more like rubber compound, which is what gives you the ability to get high torque. The other thing, and I'll just compare that because over here I've got a straight a handle made from acetate. This is a more traditional type screwdriver. This is just all hard material, and obviously good hard wearing holds the shaft well, but you can't apply anywhere near the same amount of torque as what you can when you've got a 2-piece handle, because you've got that combination of soft rubber and hard plastic. So you get the best of both. Grips the shaft well and grips your hand well. The other thing we've done is we've looked at your typical European hand size. A small handle like this, it's hard to get a really good grip because of the size of your hand. A large handle like this, as you can see, you can get a damn good grip on it. So when you're looking at screwdrivers, they're some of the important features. Obviously, if you go down to a small screwdriver, in a little mini like this, having a much smaller grip, you get it because you're playing with a much smaller screw. So they're the sort of things you've got to look at. The other thing we do is we make sure that all the tips of ours are hard material, not soft material. A lot of screwdriver manufacturers, in an effort to give you a better grip, they've made the whole surface soft. When it sits in the end of your palm then, when you're turning it, you want that hard surface so it spins in the back of your hand easier. So that's why all the tops are generally made from a hard material. So let's walk him through. That's our standard set there, which is, 12-piece combination of both Phillips and flat. Then you come to our tang through. They're effectively the same screwdriver, just with a metal tang. This is continuous, so this actually connects right through the whole screwdriver. It also gives you the ability to put it on a thing, hit it with a hammer with some torsion on it, and that helps break release when you're undoing screws. Next one across here, we've got our VDE screwdrivers. These are made to service the electrical industry, both automotive, electrical and electricians or average sparky. They're all 1000 volt tested, they're all VDE approved, so they've got their own certificate, and every single piece is tested. So every single piece that comes out of production, we do a 1000 volt test on to make sure they're insulating. And last but not least, or second last, because I'll come to the little ones in a minute, is same as this one here, same handle, same setup, same shaft, but obviously with Torx security on the end, so that's the Torx with a small hole in it, which is used. Here's a little sample here of a Torx screw, which we just drop it in and undo quite easily. And then over here, we have our mini screwdriver set. Again, both flat blades and Phillips, and this set's very simple in the fact that it's got a rotary end, so it's made to spin with your fingers while holding your top so that you can put put tension down on the screw. Hope that gives you a little bit of information. Overall, that's our range of standard screwdrivers, or mini and standard screwdrivers. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you at the next product demo.